Hi everyone, I'm Anurag Singh and I'm a third year law student at National Law University Delhi. Today with me I have Anurag, who is a final year law student at NLU Jodhpur. So we have two Anurag in today's video. In this video, we'll be talking about his experience at NLU Jodhpur, which would help many of you to know more about campus life at NLU Jodhpur and also about the future prospects of studying there. To start with, Anurag, could you please tell us a little bit more about yourself?
So, as you introduced, I'm a fifth year law student at National Law University, Jodhpur. I belong to Agra, Uttar Pradesh, and yeah, that's it.
Hello. So, how's been your experience at NLU Jodhpur in the past 4 years?
So, like, it was great and quite different compared to other NLUs because essentially the college is in Jodhpur itself, which is not a metro city compared to other colleges, if you see. So, yeah, it was quite different. Plus, we have a rigorous academic session, academic schedule and session, and it's quite different from other NLUs, which I'll be talking about in the later part of the video. So yeah, all in all, it was a quite good and rigorous experience, I would say.
Right. So, I've heard that NLU Jodhpur has a really, really big campus. So, how is the campus life at NLU Jodhpur in terms of sports and cultural activities?
So like one of the important things that I would like to highlight is we have like single room system in our hostels. So we like each one of us get a single room. So the privacy part is covered. And with regards to sports, like we have a football field and a separate cricket field, and yeah, badminton court. The only sport that is missing, I would say, is our swimming pool, which I mean, it's Jodhpur. So, and like, unlike other part of Rajasthan, our campus is quite green, like I would say. Uh, like, we spend a lot on uh, like essentially grass and all the garden that's been within our campus. So all in all, it's like quite good experience campus wise. It's I guess 55 acre campus, one of the, I think it's like third largest amongst all NLUs.
That sounds
So
great.
yeah, and I mean, I don't know you have heard or not. Our college volleyball team was quite famous because they've won various inter NLU competitions. So yeah, sports is actually one thing that we do properly. We also have so essentially we have two kinds of fest. One is a cultural fest that's called NH65, and the other one is Yuvarta. They happen alternatively. So it's like 1 year it will be NH, the next year it will be Yuvarta. So Yuvarta is essentially a sports fest where we call all NLUs to compete against each other and all. And while NH65 is more of a culture fest, we call, let's say, comedians, bands, etc. So, for instance, last time we hosted Rahul Dua, and in terms of band, we hosted what was the name? I forget. It was, I think, Lost Stories was the name of the band.
Yeah, lost stories.
So, yeah.
Uh, all right, and which one is happening this time? Is it Yuval or NH65?
It will most probably be NH65 this time.
That sounds great. Right, so you have talked about the fest in the hostel development part. So how does the mess functions in your university? I've heard it's a pay-based system. How does that work?
Yeah, we don't have mess actually. It's essentially canteens. We have three different canteens. So essentially, there are three different vendors. So you get food on the payment basis, and essentially there are three canteens, as I said. There's one canteen which essentially starts working from evening, and then it goes till I guess 2 when there is like no exams, and whenever there are exams, essentially it works till 4 a.m.
That sounds
Yeah,
great.
so they even deliver food at night to your room,
That's a
hostel
really
rooms.
good
Yeah,
service.
yeah,
Well, coming
and Yeah. So we also have some restaurants just outside the college because our college is not actually in the Jodhpur, it's on the outskirts of Jodhpur. It's
Right,
like
and
the
it's
place is called Mandor. Yeah,
yeah, wonderful. Right, I've heard about
yeah.
that. Right, so coming to part of academics, how does the curriculum at your university looks like? Do you get to have some specializations in the final year?
So specialization starts from the fourth year, like not in the final year, from the fourth year. For instance, I'm a business law honors student, so we have around five honors. The one is business law honors, which is essentially corporate law honors. We study about company law, insolvency and bankruptcy code, competition, corporate finance, etc. The second is obviously constitution law, in which we study in detail about constitution. And then there's criminal law, trade law, and like trade law. I don't know you have heard or not, but trade law from our college is considered as like one of the most prestigious course. So yeah, I think there's one honor subject left. Yeah, there's IPR honors as well.
And so there's a wide variety of options there. You initially mentioned
Yeah,
that the academics are very rigorous at your university. So how do the class
yeah.
timings look like, and how many days does that
So
happen in a week?
yeah, so it happens 5 days a week, like essentially it's 6 days a week. Second Saturdays and fourth Saturdays are off. So this was the schedule for the offline semester. In online, there used to be a 5 week working day, but we are shifting back to 6 week working day. Uh, and like second and fourth Saturdays will be off. So like in terms of rigorousness, I would say like we used to have essentially four CAs in one semester. This is essentially small 10 marks tests, out of which like three tests, best of three will be considered. And then we used to have a midterm, which used to be a project or an exam, depending on the faculty. And then there's a end-term exam, which is essentially quite different from what other NLUs have. They generally don't have these many CAs signed up. Apart from this, we used to have something called as CREs. So
All right.
this is for courtroom exercise. So it's similar to like moot court competition. It happens for every law subject.
Oh, all right. That sounds a lot of things
Yeah,
to do in a semester,
yeah.
honestly. Like 4 CAs,
So
CREs, midterms, and exams,
CACR
honestly.
is everything else. Yeah. So yeah, it's quite rigorous and
And
yeah.
understand, sir. And do you get the option to be a part of any exchange program with any foreign universities in your final year?
No, like up till now, like this opportunity hasn't haven't been given to us. Like there was no like foreign exchange program because first of all it's Jodhpur, so like city limitations, I would say.
I I understand. So, on the part of competitions, how is the mooting and ADR culture at NLU Jodhpur?
So mooting, as I said, we have CREs and we like essentially allow students, even first year students, to participate in moot court competition. We have different like we have specially first year intra competition through which we allot different moot court competitions. So like essentially the first year participate compete against each other. Then essentially there's a scoreboard, and based on that we allot different competitions to the first year students, and we have a similar functioning for the ADR competitions as well.
Right. And on the part of internships, do you have any recruitment cell which allows internships to students? And from which year does it
Yeah.
start?
So it's starts functioning from the first year itself. For the first year, like we essentially give them orientation, like where you should intern. We essentially send them a list as well, list of forms or places where you should apply, and we also provide them with something called letter of recommendation, so that it becomes easier for them to get an internship from an NGO or any other place. And then eventually, based on like uh, uh, the year you are in, we like recommend different places where you have to where you can intern and how it could be helpful to you based on what you want to do after your law degree.
Right. And that brings me to my next question. How long is the summer and winter internship break that happens there, and when does it happen?
So it's around 1.5 months for both summer and winter breaks. For the summer, it's like approximately starts from 15th of November till 1st of January based on like the next Monday. If it starts from like if the next Monday starts from first, then the next semester will start from first or like
Right.
subsequently. Similarly, in the winter semester, it's like May 15th till July.
Right.
So
So
like for
1.5 months in both the semesters.
1.5 months. Yeah.
Right. So moving a little bit towards the technical part. So how the placements at NLU Jodhpur? Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
So like essentially, what you want to know about the numbers or like uh,
Um, the numbers and how does the process takes place, the days we
so
run out of time.
yeah, like we almost have 100% placement. Why I said almost is because not everyone sit for the placement. So almost everyone who sat for a placement eventually gets a job before their degree is complete. So it's like essentially quite good, I would say. But like when compared to the just top NLUs, if you compare it with NLS and NALSA, so compared to that, this is what I have heard. I do not know what the reality is. It is said that if you are in NLS or NALSA or even NUJS, then it's like you do not need to do anything. Like essentially, you do not need to put any efforts at all, and even then you'll be placed. Whereas if you come to colleges like NLU Delhi, NLU Jodhpur, and NLIU, there you need to put a certain amount of effort. For instance, you need to do internship in the field that you want to do the job and all. So yeah, almost there's 100% placement. It's just that we do not have 100% corporate oriented students there. Like many of us want to do judiciary or they want to prepare for IAS or something. So yeah,
And then
almost around I would say 60 to 70% people sit for the placements, and the rest of them go for judiciary, IAS, or any other field.
you just mentioned about judiciary and UPSC part. So, and you also said that it's very rigorous in terms of academics. So, do you suggest someone who wants to go for UPSC and judiciary to come to Jodhpur and not to go to any other university, which could be a little more relaxed in that terms?
Definitely, no, definitely. Like I will definitely recommend because essentially we have an environment where essentially a student who wants to prepare for IAS, they can essentially prepare and manage their UPSC study or their judiciary study along with the academics. And I mean, after all, whatever we are studying in a law school will come in the judiciary exam as well. So in that way, like the way our academic culture works is it will prepare you like even before you start preparing for a judiciary. So like especially for judiciary, I would say it's quite good. Judiciary
Like
and
so.
even IAS. Like
So,
recently, I don't know you have heard or not. Yeah, we have a senior who, yeah, he was from 2020 batch. So he joined the corporate firm, and now recently he cleared the Madhya Pradesh Judicial Services exam. So yeah, so there
that's
have
awesome.
been such instances, yeah,
So,
where some people first join the firm or they directly clear the judicial exam. So
and I will suggest students to not look at the rigorous part and come to that particular environment where they would benefit more from that.
yeah, yeah, and like specifically for the online semester, it wasn't that rigorous, I would say. And eventually, so it was just a proposal. I don't know if it will be implemented this semester or not. We are moving away from essentially 3 CA system to, sorry, 4 CA system to 3 CA system, where best of two will be counted.
That sounds a little bit
Yeah,
better than the previous
little
one.
less rigorous. Yeah.
Then I guess that's all. Just before concluding, any final tips for the coming first year, some things that they should look around for when they come to Jodhpur?
Yeah, just to participate in like my advice will be plan everything beforehand, like what your aim is. And so like what happens is when like most of the people come to a college, they don't have like clear aim, like what we want to do after the law school. You want to do a corporate job or what do you want to do? So they end up doing everything that they see or that they find cool or uh, they want to do, and they essentially do not plan, which like end up as a problem in the later part of their life. So that's all I would like to say. Plan everything in your law school. That is the most important thing that you should do.
Right, to have a planned trajectory for your law school life. Thank you so much for your time,
Yeah,
Anurag. I'm sure this would have
no
helped
issues.
all the viewers to get a detailed perspective about Jodhpur. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I would like to thank you for like essentially organizing this session and like helping out the students to give a clear perspective of what the colleges provide.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
If you want to boost your CLAT and ALET preparation, then you can join my mentorship group where you'll get a number of things like a personal strategy group, you'll get session with toppers, doubt solving groups, personal schedule review, in-depth mock analysis with improvement plan, you'll get monthly anonymous feedback, vocabulary questions, mock analysis sheet, proctoring session, current affair polls, newspaper clips, and a number of other things. You can join all of this just for 3499 rupees for the entire CLAT and ALET 2024 preparation. To know more about this, you can DM me on this username on Telegram and I'll send you the details.